Well, hi guys and girls, Emma again. Welcome back to the spare room. I'm back home. I arrived back in yesterday, which must have been Friday Australian time. Yeah, it's Saturday today, I think. Lost a day in travelling that way. You gain a day when you go to America and you lose a day coming back. So the good thing is I slept on the plane and I've had a good night's sleep. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and a lot more put together than I was before I left. I guess the first thing I really wanted to talk about in this video, and it's not going to be a this is who I met at the bash video, really. I didn't get a lot of footage. Like Keith Rucker, I carried a camera around with me all day. Just didn't happen. Was full on. By the time I talked to people, there were people I wanted to talk to and who came up and introduced themselves, and I turned around to say hi to someone else and they disappeared. If you're one of those people, I wasn't rude. I hope. I really did want to chase you up and talk to you, and things just got too crazy busy. So maybe next year. Leave us a note in the comments anyway. If I caught up with you. There's some amazing people and had an awesome time. So I guess the first thing I've got to say is a seriously huge thank you for all those who pitched in and got me to America this trip. I was pretty run down before I left, and that's not really an excuse, but I'd been burning the candle both ends and I'd been working, and there was a huge list of things I wanted to get done, and most have never got done or never got anywhere close to done. But it was pretty crazy, and I had a wake-up call for 1 o'clock or 1 a.m. Or a call for the transport to pick me up at 1 a.m. and drop me at the airport for early morning flight. It was like 6 a.m. fly out. And that's all good, but they rang at about 10:30 or so and said, look, we're going to put you on the end of the list to pick up. It's going to be about 3. And I just couldn't stay awake, so I set an alarm and lay down for 10 minutes, and next thing I knew it was 5 a.m. and I was angry and disappointed, and Marcus Wilson, JB from Oz, is an awesome guy, and he's in Western Australia. He set up a GoFundMe and sent the hat round, and in the finest Australian tradition, and I didn't get that money for about a week later, but it helped a lot. There are a few other people I wanted to thank. David Few, who sent me a gift before I left. There's a little bit of spending money, which is amazing. Thank you, David. Such an amazing supporter of this channel. And John Creasey is the other one who went above and beyond on this and got me to America. So big thanks, John. There's a parcel coming your way, and look out for it. Hopefully I'll get it posted before Wednesday when I'm back at work, but it'll be overnight. If I don't, it'll be there next weekend. So I sat down. After all this happened, I sat down and organised with my travel agent, and he got me out on the plane the next morning, and I managed to cancel my accommodation in LA and booked again in Sydney overnight, and that evening I was in Sydney and flew out again in the morning and made it to LA. A day late, but in time to catch my train. So during that day I painted this, and there'll be another picture because this I think is back to front on this camera. I'm still learning to use this telephone, but it's back to front. I flew out of Sydney on Saturday morning and arrived early Saturday morning. Jumped on the metro. I was going to catch a cab into LA and talked to the taxi driver, and he didn't really seem to know where Union Station was, and didn't have a clue how much it was going to cost, and was busy looking it up on his map. And I never had any phone reception for Uber, so I found a busload of ladies who were just knocking off at the airport and going across the Green Line station, and jumped in with them, and we ended up Green Line station and caught the Green Line and then the Blue Line and I think the Purple Line back into Union Station, and made it with plenty of time. Bit of a look at the back streets of LA. You guys can't really complain about the amount of scrap metal that's available over there. Seriously, yeah, there's a lot of scrap metal in America. And jumped on the Starlight Limited up the coast. Had a nice room booked for quite a long time before I left. A little cabin and a bed with a view, basically, and had an amazing trip up the coast. Up past Tom Lipton's, I found out later, and why has it done that? Why do you think it's done that? It's jumped out of sync. So I spent some time, a night in San Francisco. Bit of a look around. It was a very, very quick trip through the city, and ended up the next morning or next afternoon in Sacramento. What a great city! Nice place to visit, lots to see. Had the pleasure of spending some time with Marsh Wildman at Wildman Tech. Nice guy, had breakfast with him. And walked the 15-20 blocks or so, which was probably a mistake in the heat. It was about 107, 108, 110 or something that day in Fahrenheit, which was pretty hot. And a look around the Railway Museum, which was amazing. I'm going to put up a few videos. There's nothing particularly serious, but it'll give you some idea what I saw, some slides and things. Sacramento's a great place, and there was lots in Sacramento that I didn't see. I'd like to go back. The next day I jumped on the train again and travelled through to Stockton, and then across to Manteca, which isn't so far. It's a little, an agriculture community, I guess, but awesome place to visit. And spent the evening with Chris Anderson. Dropped off a sign that I did. I don't know if any of you saw that. I'll put a picture of that too, and a link to his video. And picked up a surface plate. So Chris made this pattern as part of his video for the tool making competition. Life got in the way and he didn't get his castings finished, but he's got a set of them to lap, I believe. I ended up with one of them, which is a bit nice. It's about 190 millimeters, a bit under 8 inches square, and it's got flats on each side there to put handles for as a test plate. I intend to mill it up and perhaps normalize it first, mill it up and hand scrape it and make some handles for it. So that's quite a little project. Check this spot for this project during the coming year. It's going to happen. I don't know when. Life is pretty crazy, but I'm excited to get this started, and I've been sort of excited to follow the progress of this pattern. It's got three spots there to sit it on the bench, and so that it doesn't rock, and it's quite a solid, well casting, and it's a really smooth, neat pattern. It's a nice job. There's a bit of angle all round, so it's going to need a bit of work to machine it. There's a bit more to come off the sides perhaps than off the top. There doesn't seem to be a lot of hollow or anything in it, so it's a nice casting. Thanks, Chris, really appreciate that. And that's on the project list. From there I travelled down to Rancho Cucamonga on the Greyhound bus, which was a long boring trip down I-99. Lots of almond and fruit trees and straight road and a few interesting trucks to look at, but not much else. So that was quite a trip, and I arrived in, I think, on Wednesday night, and messaged Stan, who invited me out for dinner. We had an amazing meal, and first really good meals that I'd had since I left Australia, really. It was good, and thank you, Stan. And we went back to his place for the tour. Of course, made a little video and presented me with this. I don't think he's released it yet, but what an awesome bunch of guys. I got an alarm clock, which is the follow-on from sleeping through my wake-up call. And it's not a bad little alarm clock. It's got a light in it, and it's glow in the dark. I actually have been using it. I'm pretty good at waking up in the morning and getting to work on time and stuff like that. You give me an hour's sleep in the middle of the night to wake up and catch an aeroplane. I'm not so good at that, apparently, but thank you. Of course, when Bruce arrived a day later, he made another little presentation. You may have seen that on the live feed. I think it's there. There's a chain so that I don't lose the alarm clock. So that's pretty cool, and what a great bunch of guys. Thursday I spent putting stuff together and giving Stan and Tom Slickman and a few others a hand just to put together some gift bags and spend a bit of time just getting to know and to meet people I've chatted to for a long time. Phil from Phil's Projects in Canada brought this box down for me. I knew there was a box coming. I didn't really know what was in it. And this is from Mark, that lazy machinist, who's got an amazing channel and has shouted me out a couple of times. I'm sure you all know him and follow him. If you don't, there's a link down there, and you should really go and check him out, because his workplace instruction videos are second to none. Anyway, I opened this box and there's a note inside. It says, "Hi Emma, as you may know, small health problems have slowed me down this year, and I did not manage to complete this project in time for the 2017 Keith Fender Toolbox giveaway. I did vote for you and was hoping that you would win, so I was very pleased to hear that you had. These are not inspection grade V blocks, and they will be fine for general use around your shop. Each one is identified with the letters LM for Lazy Machinist, and in one side groove, an ER for emergency room, or maybe Emma Ritson in the other. Have fun, but be safe, and happy machining. P.S. These are the blocks that were produced in the video. Go and check out his videos. They're a really nice set of blocks, and I followed that series with some detail, I guess, because it's a project I would have liked to have made. PS2, I managed to drop one, so I had to knock one corner off. PS3, some people would call it bit damage. I'd say it's artistic. And PS4 is something that my twin boys are addicted to. So that's them. They're beautiful V blocks. A really nice job. They're really pretty Mickey Mouse. There's not too much wrong with them, and they will get a bit of use. And thank you, Mark. That's an amazing thing to have drop in my lap on my trip away. So really, really appreciate to get them, and I want to say thank you again. Anyway, I'm going to about call this video done. We're going to have a part 2 and maybe a part 3 or part 4 or something as we go. But I'm going to call this done. Half the fun, they say, is getting there. And I guess in closing, I wanted to say thank you. Big thanks to everyone who's put so much effort and made that little commitment, and sometimes big commitments, into getting me to get away on this trip. It's much appreciated, and you all know who you are. I know who most of you are, but I wanted to say thanks. And thank you to all my new subscribers. There's quite a few. My channel has grown about 25% in the last 3 months, which is crazy. So even if you only watch a couple of videos before you disappear again, we want to say thanks, and thanks for doing that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and subscribe and like and all that stuff, and be kind to each other, and more soon, guys and girls.